Hello everyone, I'm Father Joe and welcome to some Cluster News. Today I want to review what we did on Mother's Day, talk about the latest updates regarding masses, and the information specific to each one of the parishes. So stick around for a few minutes so we can review a good bit of information. Last weekend was Mother's Day. We had a drive-through at all of the churches and had some things for you to pick up, gave Mother's Day blessings to everyone, collected the names of mothers, and we brought all those names to the altar during the celebration of Mass. It was a really, really sweet time, and we were glad to see you if you were able to make it out. And if you weren't, there's still, Rafi, we can't see your face. Oh, you have the communication card. That is awesome. We sent out information cards with the letters to everyone, and we were hoping that we could get your information right here. Rafi, thank you so much. You're awesome. Do you recognize it? Some of you still have them, and we would love to get these back. Did you notice too? It says, please don't delay. Send this form today, or bring to our drive-through 9th of May, or send it the old-fashioned way. So please do send these back to us. I was up to like 1 a.m. coming up with that rhyme, just for you. There's big news in the diocese, in fact, in the whole state of Virginia, because the governor has moved us into phase 1 and is relaxing the restrictions on many businesses, restaurants included. I drove around Friday evening and saw many people in the outdoor spaces of restaurants, and also to apply to churches. Churches can now gather for their celebrations with up to 50% capacity. Now, starting on May 23rd, that is next Saturday, the bishop is permitting, within a list of requirements and strict precautions, that churches may open for public masses. I've been seeing the information going around, and the reality is much less than 50%, probably more like 25% of what we can fill in the church because of the social distancing requirements. So the possibility is coming, and it is important to know what the restrictions actually look like. For example, it will be necessary for all women, children, and miniature cows to wear face masks at all times in church. The children above the age of 3 all have to have face masks on. Now, how do you keep a face mask on a child that's 3 years old and above? I am not entirely sure, but we are moving to maximum precaution. The priest does not have to wear one during the celebration of the Eucharist, but at communion time does need to be wearing one. And there are strict precautions from the entrance to the communion procession, to no other movement, to no other mingling or gathering, and then to the exit, all directed by the ushers. At the door of the church, we are going to need to make sure that you have had no contact with anybody that has COVID, that you've had no problems, respiratory, lungs, etc., and also that you have not had a fever anytime recently. Fever is one of the biggest and easiest indicators of having COVID. So we have a little demonstration for you with Mocha. Are you ready? I didn't think so, but don't be afraid, because we're going to take Mocha's temperature. Mocha, don't turn your back on me. Come on. There we go. Mocha, don't be 111. Mocha, you're not going to be able to go to church for a little while, okay? But just be calm. You're a good little cow, and one day. So, thank you, Mocha. At St. John's, as soon as COVID broke out, I met on Zoom with several leaders and parish council members. The concern was of utmost caution and safety for parishioners. And so this has been a very opportune time while our doors have been closed to complete all of our remodeling projects. It's exciting and beautiful in the church. Moving forward, it will be necessary to put together this team, put together this plan, and then we can see what kind of timeline we are on moving forward. At Sacred Heart, it's been the easiest location for us to keep the doors open for daily prayer, monitor who comes and who goes, establish a daily cleaning routine. Moving forward, on May 23rd, there will be one public Mass on Saturday at 5 p.m. We are going to do a trial run. Our occupancy is really barely above 50 people, and it's sort of maximum precaution. But to practice with the ushers, to work on the logistics of it, and to clean afterwards, and then to learn from that experience will be very valuable as much for Sacred Heart as for the other parishes. So that is the plan. At St. James, also when COVID broke out, I met with the parish council, and because of the downtown location and the foot traffic that we get in the office building, the difficulty of monitoring who comes and goes at the church, again, there's been an utmost concern for safety and for precaution. It will take some time to find our team of ushers and cleaners. We really need to lean on people who are not in the vulnerable category at all. And so it will take some time for those logistics and to put together that timeline. And so there will be one public Mass at 5 p.m. on May 23rd at Sacred Heart. We're going to learn from that experience. We're going to learn from the other churches, put together a plan for a timeline for moving forward, the teams that will be responsible. This is going to take some time, and it's good to pay attention to learn. I talked to my mom on the phone today, and she said, you know, the Eucharist, it's not our right. This is a gift. We have to treat it like a gift. If you have not tuned in, please check out my YouTube set of reflections on spiritual communion. It's a good opportunity for us because the distance has not changed entirely. We are still in a time of transition, and there are a number of reasons why we find ourselves separated from the communion of the church and from the Eucharistic communion, and to meditate on that and even to appreciate those circumstances as they affect others. There's something very serious about that, because as we are Catholic, and that there's something universal about that keeps us in contact, especially with those who are on the peripheries and who find themselves separated for a variety of reasons. So in summary, we were delighted to see you at the Mother's Day drive-thru. Rafi still wants to send in your communication card. Thank you, Rafi. Nando's reminding you to wear your face mask. Nando, you've got to keep it covered there. It's not going to work otherwise, okay? And Mocha is encouraging you to pay attention to some of those health factors. We have to be extra concerned about that. We'll continue to communicate with you as things come together. Thank you so much. God bless you.